Hello, dear listeners.
Hello there.
We are on the Tammy and Wanda show today.
Oh,
Tonight?
yeah.
This evening?
This evening. Sometime. Maybe in our bunker somewhere.
Ooh, are we in a bunker? I mean, the studio is in a basement, so... Whoa.
Oh, we are about to spill some tea tonight. Royalty. Ooh, some diamonds in the rough.
We are going to be talking about the Bridgerton Showdown in season 2.
Boom. See, I'm not very far in it, but she's watched it all.
We're not going to give many spoilers. No. I can't promise I'm not going to spoil small things, okay?
But of course, we're going to talk about the show and how...
our opinions of both seasons thus far.
Yeah.
And what we kind of think. I'm going to tell you, I think the general consensus of everybody online and friends that we have that we've talked to about it, and kind of before this episode, we kind of conversed about our opinions.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be on the same page that season 2 lacks some of the zhuzh or the magic of the first.
It does. I mean, I'm only into episode 3, so I mean, it's just...
it felt like it was dragging a lot. Where really some of the only magical moments are when Daphne visits. Because she does visit in a few of the episodes, and I think her interactions with specifically Anthony, her brother, that's you know the lead this season. Because as you guys may or may not know, the original book series, these are based on each Bridgerton sibling has their own book with their own love story.
Okay, so all right.
Does that make a little bit more sense since you're starting?
Sense, you know, because I mean, I just
so we have like the same people. And it's the same universe, so like the queen and, you know, some of the ladies and lords that we've come to love and or hate are kind of all in that realm together still, but that's why, but we all miss the Duke, let's be honest.
Oh, I do. I miss the Duke so much.
He was everything that I think we love about Mr. Darcy rolled into kind of a sexy, rompy... soapy kind of
someone
show.
Who did not care about his society status.
But boy, did he like that diamond of the season in Miss Daphne Bridgerton.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that was a spicy love match too.
That was a very spicy love match indeed. I have to say, I think that's what like drew me to
all the sex scenes. I mean, we as adult women, we want something to draw us in, and it's got to either be good writing or
some
really
something like some hardcore sexual
ASMR
reaction, like just some type of like chemistry. And that's what draws me to a good series.
Yeah,
is
books
that
or on
you know
TV
it needs to have like those two main characters that the universe wants to put them together.
And they protest a little too much, as the saying goes, in all those situations. And you're just like, damn it, get together. And it's so frustrating.
And that's kind of like how The Great is, too. Mm-hmm. That's a good series, too. I really like that series. It's very funny.
See, for me, I always think in these situations with couples like Daphne and the Duke, they're very much a Ross and Rachel couple. So... those of you that don't watch Friends or have never seen it, which where have you been the last 3 years?
We need to
talk.
We need to talk, and we might have to give you therapy.
Yes, but the formula for a good love story was kind of not introduced by the Ross and Rachel relationship on Friends, but basically highlighted with their relationship of what works. They originally... before Friends, you would say Sam and Diane on Cheers.
Yeah.
Where you get them together and you tear them apart, and you get them together and you tear them apart, and it's the will they or won't they that keeps things exciting.
It's that serendipitous feeling, you know. It's just, you know that they're meant to be together, but at that time and place, they're not meant to be together.
And that's what makes it interesting, because you're always kind of rooting for them, even when they're not rooting for themselves, if that makes sense.
I'm always rooting for the heroes.
Oh, it's Ross and Rachel.
But ugly cry.
It also, like, when you have a will they or won't they, and it's balanced with, like, a Monica and Chandler, where it's just a steady, reliable love story where they're always just kind of
like, it's just that it, like,
dependable.
they're,
Yeah.
Like, I really would like to have a Monica and Chandler
relationship.
Mm-hmm. And I hope I'm going to get one where it just meshes.
Just
like
works.
It just works. Like, you just go into it and you're like, wow, I feel like we've been doing this forever.
See, I think the will they or won't theys of the world, like the Rosses and Rachels, are the unattainable, unrealistic relationships. And I don't know if society just sets us up to fail, and that's why so many relationships are like absolute garbage. And there's so much toxicity in relationships because we expect the will they or won't they and the tug and the extreme emotions. When
it's definitely...
we should be looking for Monica and Chandler's relationship.
Yeah, it's like now that I've gotten older, it's more of like the Monica and Chandler. When I was younger, it was that whole like that give, that push, that pull, that drive that you're just like, yes, this is gonna happen. We're not gonna be together. Yes, we're gonna be together. Kind of thing.
It reminds me very much of Miss Taylor Swift, and for some reason my brain is pooping out on me right now. But the name of the song is not with me, but the lyric definitely is. We were screaming and crying and kissing in the rain. It was 2 a.m. and I was screaming your name or something similar to that. I'm sorry, Taylor. I probably totally murdered your lyrics.
Sorry, Taylor.
That song is like the antithesis of that Ross and Rachel will they or won't they relationship. And you go...
And that's kind of like how the Duke and what's her face
Daphne
was.
Yep. And the thing about that is it's interesting to watch, but I don't want to live it. Now that I'm an adult, you know, you want to watch it, you want to live vicariously through a Daphne, but you don't want to be a Daphne.
Well, and it's so funny how there was so much like push and pull and that magnetic energy that like then all of a sudden it was like, oh wow, now we have that sexual tension that we need to take care of.
And it felt a little magical when they finally
when they finally
got together,
did deed.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, did the deed.
When they were together for real.
But then it was like after they had like done the deed, it almost kind of like lost its magic.
And that's what happens.
And that's what
with
happens.
Those kinds of couples is the minute that Ross and Rachel got together, everyone was like, oh, they had a baby. Okay, they're not going to be together anymore. Oh, they're together. Oh, that's so cute. They got back together. And now it's boring.
Yeah.
You know, and you can just go, why?
So it's like when they kind of had, and then they had kind of like their like marital discord, I guess, with the Duke and Daphne, where it was like, oh my God, are they going to make it?
Is this marriage going to survive? And now they have this bouncing child that you get to meet in this new season.
So cute.
The cutest little baby.
But I'm telling you, I really would like the Duke to make an appearance. I just want him to.
Now, he specifically stated he wouldn't be on season 2, but I don't think that means that he's never going to be on the show again.
Yeah.
I just think he wanted to give the show a chance to flourish because it isn't the Duke and Daphne story anymore.
Okay.
It is very much Antony's story. And, you know, him being on an episode here and there is, like, great and everything, but it's not about you anymore, Duke. Get out of here.
Yes, so, I get that. I just don't like the brother.
I gotta tell you, I think they picked the most boring Bridgerton brother to do the next season on. Like, I think Antony, like, he's the duty-bound, like, serious one, and you don't know what I
got to the episode on why he is
where his dad dies?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was the worst one to watch.
Oh my God, like, just watching him, and he's like, this bloody thing just... And I'm like, no!
It can't be that simple.
No!
It can't be that simple!
It is that simple, guys. They is that simple.
EpiPens back then.
That is very true. A lot of people through history, they died from
real weird
anaphylactic shock. That they had no idea.
Yeah. And you know what was so sad about that is I think the Bridgerton parents very much had a Monica Chandler relationship. That steady, sturdy, dependable love. And watching her immediately grieve and then how she grieved through the next couple of weeks.
Like, that breakdown
gutted me entirely.
Oh, it hit me to the core.
You watch her and she was like, I don't, take the baby and not me, and it's not your decision. I don't care if you think that my teenage son's in charge now that my husband's dead. And you're like,
they're just like, well, listen, you, like, just being slammed after your father has died, being slammed with all of these immediate responsibilities now.
Like, literally, he wasn't even cold, and they were like, you're the Viscount now.
No,
and he's like, what?
They just literally pulled him out of the garden and put him, like, in the bed.
In the seat, and he was like, you're the boss now. Go.
Like,
my dad just died. I don't care.
You're just standing there. You're just standing there. You have your siblings over here having meltdowns, and, like, the oldest sister is, like, humming and trying to make everything light again so that everyone feels okay. And I'm just like, oh God, that was me. Triggered. And then it's like, and then you have over here, you have your mom who just lost the love of her life.
Who is devastated.
Who is absolutely devastated, pregnant with their last child. And just, she's ready to pop. Everyone's like freaking out that this baby is just going to whoop out and not be ready and everything like that. But it's like, you've got this and you've just got all of this like mental, like just noise. You have all this white noise, and all of a sudden you just have these people like, hey, so you are the guy in charge now. So are we ready to kick your dad's dead body out so that we can get all of your stuff in your room? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Hey, are you ready for a coffin? No. Like, you just don't have that time to breathe. And it's like, imagining being back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
For that had to have been the way it was.
Well, I think it was a pretty accurate portrayal. Like, you're a king, and you die, and your son, the prince, is right there, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna coronate you as new king in about 20 minutes. So Get ready.
Start putting your signatures here. We already have your seals made. So
we'll change the sheets while you're at the ceremony. This will be your bed now, even though he just died here.
It is just mind blowing, and it's like nowadays, like when it comes to a grieving process, like you're able to have like a grieving process.
Yes. You got time to process how things are going to go.
Being able
and make
to process, be able to cope with the fact that you just lost somebody.
Right.
And not being bombarded by all of these servants who have no emotion whatsoever.
Well, that's not their family member or father or
I know,
whatever,
but that is just... I feel like watching them, it was like there was no empathy.
No, not once.
No empathy. And I mean, if I was like a maid in one of those houses, I'd be like, so sorry about it. I would have lost it.
Same. Be standing there going, I don't know what to do to help you, but I'm going to give you some tea. But
it's like, we're both empathetic, but it's like, if you were like a butler or a maid, like...
They weren't paid enough to care, I think, in some cases. And I think that... But servants in their household were a lot nicer than some of the others, too.
I am sure that they were very, very kind to their servants.
Yeah. But even so.
But it was just like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I was overwhelmed for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you could feel the anxiety immediately.
I'm just like, can we just wait a second? Like, okay, but why now?
Can he sleep like one night still as the son who lost a dad just for a minute?
Like, can I just go to my childhood room, like my old room for a moment?
Can I go to my current room? What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you, I think when we talked before the episode, I don't think this occurred to me, but talking about it, is maybe the stress of how he became the Viscount part of the reason why people are not liking this season as much? Because it was so heavy in the very beginning of the season.
I think so. I think so. Because we already had a type of build-up for him. Like, in the first season, he was more of like a... Like, I mean, he did like his women.
Yeah, cad by night, responsible man by day, you know. That was his whole thing. That was really all we knew.
So, it's like, that's all that we knew. And so now, it's like, seeing him in this light, like, I'm just like, oh, shit.
He's just some little boy who misses his dad.
He's just a little boy just getting his rocks off because he never got to be a young adult.
Yeah. And you see his carefree brothers, the two oldest brothers, they're just like fucking around doing whatever they want.
Oh,
the one brother is in art school in this season.
Yeah. And the other one came back from travels.
Colin, the one that the little chubby girl that always wears yellow.
Colin.
Now, I would love her to wear another color. I think
she needs
that's
another
my
color.
pet peeve.
I'm very overwhelmed by the same yellow.
Well, because her hair, the wig they have her in, because she's actually blonde, and her hair's like about my length. If you guys are watching, it's about shoulder length.
Yeah.
But she's adorable in real life, and I think that the outfits that they have her in and that wig make her look heavier than she is. And then the wig kind of like clashes with the yellow color they always have her in, and I love yellow, but there's just something weird.
I don't know. I'm overwhelmed with yellow.
Yeah. Well, her whole family wears really obnoxious colors.
Is like
the
very yellowy.
Isn't that their name? Featherington?
I think so.
I hate that family. We were talking about that before the episode started, and her mother, Lady Featherington, I want to punch in the face every time I see her. She just immediately makes me angry. I don't know.
She just annoys me. Like it's all I want.
And let me actually do something to help myself.
I am going to try to make this family better by doing X, Y, and Z, but it's more of like, what can we sell? How
She's
can we
such
do
a
it?
schemer that you're like, if you would actually sit down and come up with a decently intelligent plan, you'd probably save your family from this financial ruin. If you guys remember, the dad was kind of a gambler, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So he kind of lost the family fortune, and so she's been trying to scramble, but it's like less scheming and more intelligent thought, or even begging for mercy from the queen sounds like a better idea than some of these schemes.
I don't know. Like, just her I want mentality.
Yes.
It kind of drives me nuts because she has kids, and of course it's like that's just her.
Mm-hmm.
But that is somebody that I would not want to have in my circle. Like, I would not want to see her, because it's just like, oh, how's everything going? Oh, well, I can't have this because my husband died, and I can't have that because of blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, oh, look, the pie's out.
Pie. Oh, miss, pie. And you follow the waitress just to get away.
Oh, the countess is here. Later.
Next time.
It's like, it's just one of those people that you meet, and like all they do is just, they keep talking about the oh woe is me shit, and like
themselves,
you are just like
life sucks.
Like you're just like and your eyes keep panning off to see if maybe you see someone that is gonna like make eye contact with you. Yes. And you're just like hook, line, and sinker. I'm going for that person right over there.
Well, and I think she is like the antithesis of somebody who is very poor me, poor me, poor me. I want all the attention. And there's something to be said for when you go through like something traumatic, like losing a family member, you want support from your friends and family, and you want a place that feels safe to vent, but you also don't want to tell everybody and their brother what's going on. At least that's me personally. And you go, okay, well, she's telling everybody all her secrets all the time. Pity me because we're poor and we don't have anything, but don't tell anybody we're poor. And you're like, shut up and help yourself.
Yeah, like she just doesn't, she's trying to find the easy way out, and it's always those ones that just drive you nuts.
Ugh.
Like they are just trying to find the easiest way to be able to sustain their living expectations.
Right. Her cost of living.
I'm just over them so badly.
The non yellow dressed sisters, the other two.
Yeah.
And the mom. I'm like, can we just throw them all away and just keep the sweet little one that's in love with Colin?
All they make me think of is Cinderella.
And the evil stepsisters. Yes. 100. That's what annoyed me. I didn't put that together until you just said it. That makes so much sense.
Like every time they come on, I'm just like, oh, it's the stepmom and the ugly stepsisters. Okay.
And that's why they're in atrocious colors, too.
Yes.
Bright orange and
it just
bright
makes
yellow.
me think of, like, the Cinderella, the Broadway musical. Like, because they're always dressed in atrocious clothes.
Bright green, and you're like, can we And then you got the Bridgerton sisters who even
they're in like
smart
warm,
one that doesn't,
like they're in warm pastels and everything.
Very pretty feminine colors. And yes. I'm not saying not to wear a fun color every once in a while. Okay, that's not what I mean.
Nothing against that. But it's like when you see it every single episode,
it tells a story, kind of an obnoxious on the eyes story, but a story nonetheless. Yes.
And then you start thinking about ugly stepsisters. That's what you just do.
I gotta ask you, and I'm going to tell you what mine is leading into the question here, but I feel like the character in both seasons I've felt the worst for and their life experiences, ironically, is the queen. Would you agree with that? Or is there someone you think has kind of a shittier life circumstance? Because, you know, she and her husband were desperately in love with each other, and now he's got like some form of dementia or Alzheimer's is kind of how they paint that. And he forgets who she is sometimes.
I would agree with that. You know, I mean, the queen gets bashed a lot.
She has everything, but she also has nothing and is very lonely. And that's...
So it's like with her doing all these things, and it's like when you when you get those pamphlets, I mean, you're hearing all the gossip from everybody else.
Right.
But you never know, like, what really is going on.
And nobody tells her anything directly because they're all terrified of her because she's the queen.
Yeah.
And really the only one that that talks to her, you know, pretty abruptly would be the Duke's aunt.
The Duchess? No,
yeah.
The Duchess, yeah. I like her. I like her as a character.
Well, she's fantastic in both seasons. I think she saves the day in a lot of the really weird scenes in this second season that are created by the awkwardness of the actress they chose for Antony's love interest.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we said earlier in the episode, it's about that, like, physical connection. It's not the same. And, of course, we know that this is a completely different storyline. But it doesn't feel the same as the Duke and Daphne.
It doesn't feel genuine. The Duke and Daphne, you could feel that heat all the time.
Yeah. Like, there was some, like, cohesiveness. Like, there was that banter that everybody likes to have.
And it was witty banter, and it wasn't as forced as I feel like this season has been.
This one is just like, hi, my name is Antony. Here are all of my required listings for having a wife. Like, it's very robotic.
And I think that the point we're supposed to get from this is the shawarma sister he ends up with, and no, I'm not ruining that for anybody.
I mean, it's all over the place.
It's supposed to bring out the best in him.
It's a given, guys. Come on.
We know. You know.
But the
one he ends up with and we don't find out till the last episode of the season.
I think her attitude is so forced, and it doesn't feel...
Oh, it's annoying.
It doesn't, like... I think that's why I have a problem with it, because it's not... It doesn't feel fluid. It
doesn't
ring
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels so forced. Like, I understand that she has obligations that she put upon herself.
And she's guarded, and she's
guarded, and all that shit. But it's not, you can tell it's scripted. You can tell it's scripted.
And I often wonder...
That is the problem. Yeah. That's the problem.
Almost every episode, I found myself wondering, if they would have cast someone else, would this have felt so wooden and forced? Would a different actress have been... And I don't like either of the sisters that they picked. Okay?
I know.
I don't care that they're ethnic. That's not the problem.
That is not it.
We don't play with that kind of stuff on our show. But the thing is, the actresses that they chose, I don't know if it was the direction that they were given. Or if they just aren't great at emotional range. But the littler sister, who he's kind of going after because she's the diamond of the season.
And she's positively perfect in every way.
Yeah. She's such a bubbly airhead in that whole, at least the first part of the season, where you're like, how can she not see that they have, her sister and her, beloved, have feelings for each other? Like, how is that not obvious?
I don't know. At the croquet match, I think she saw a Spock
Yeah.
A Spock of some sort. And it really, I'm just like, yeah, I probably would be done as well. Like,
well, for sure.
I'm like, I'm parched. See, I'm going to go.
That would have been the
lie
moment
down.
that I would have broken up with him and been going back after that guy with all the poetry at the horse race. Have you got to that part yet?
Yeah.
So that guy was so into her and was so sweet and was like wooing her with poetry. Go get you some of that guy. That guy was really into you.
Right.
This one just is, you're just a list that he fulfilled. It's gross.
I know. That whole like mechanical. Here it is. Here is my list.
She checks all the boxes.
Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, listen to your mom. You want to find something that, like, me and your dad had.
Yes.
Something that, and of course, his dad kind of said it at the beginning. You want to be with someone who can see you at your worst.
And love you in your worst times,
yes,
too.
And love you in your worst times. Like, it's not going, like, it's not, that person is not going to be perfect 24/7.
You haven't gotten there yet.
I haven't.
I just thought of something that really bothered me.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You know we're going to make a part 2 of this when I'm done.
So, you know in Twilight where Edward first smells Bella because he can smell her blood, and you know that,
and he looks like he's gonna puke.
Well, and he does that whole thing where he like sniffs and he looks,
and he's trying to refrain, but it looks like he's ready to fart or
that level creepy. So from what I understand from my book reading friends that read the Bridgerton novels first, Anthony is obsessed with the perfume that the sister he chooses wears. So when he smells it, it kind of drives him a little stir crazy in a very sexual way, is how we're going to put it. But however the director told the actor to play this, as somebody who's directed and acted, I cannot believe the choice made there. Literally,
I can't wait.
There's a moment where the Duchess, so the Duke's aunt, okay, is housing them for the year, for the second season, okay? So she's very involved in the second season. I mean,
she is like matchmaker gold. If you wanted to get somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
You stayed with the Duchess.
She's trying to like salvage there's a wedding that doesn't happen, and it embarrasses both the Bridgertons and the Shawarma family. So,
oh boy,
what happens is she's trying to salvage reputations, and even the Duchess can see what's going on with, and Daphne witnesses it also, and she says something to Anthony a couple times, and you could see that she's witnessing that the other sister and Anthony have a thing. Literally, the Duchess is standing there and they're all filing into this building. I don't know if it's her house. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the sister that he's into walks past him and he does this facial expression where he smells her perfume. And you see him look like a creep would if some creepy ass motherfucker was like stalking you and was obsessed with you and was like,
oh God!
God. That's the feeling I got. I was like, how am I supposed to root for him to fall in love with this woman if he looks like Hannibal Lecter?
Like, you're going in the hole.
Oh my God! It looked like Hannibal Lecter.
Put the lotion in the basket.
And Edward Cullen had a baby, and it's Anthony in that moment, and I was like, ugh. God, that's so creepy. And then the Duchess looks at him like, are you fucking kidding me?
See, I think our next episode is going to have to be talk about the Batman.
Yes.
Because I've seen that twice, and...
I haven't at all, but I know enough about it that we can discuss some stuff.
We need to discuss some things. But if you guys like this, we may do a part 2 of this once I'm done with it.
Once Wanda's finished Bridgerton Season 2, we'll discuss. Do you guys like the direction of Season 2? And what do you think about the Shawarma sisters and how they are on screen?
Are you guys feeling the same way that we are, where it's kind of bland, mediocre, forced?
See, I can't wait until we get to Colin's season.
Oh, boy.
Just because he's a fun character. He's just so dense. He doesn't know that the friend likes him.
He doesn't.
And yet... I can't wait to see how that plays out because he's so dumb.
Right?
I want to see it. I think that'll be more interesting.
Me too, because I've had a lot of friends
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
Like, I've had friends like that where I'm just like, I like you. I like you. Did you not see? Did you not? We have a connection here.
I've been writing to you all summer. Hello. So, there's some other siblings that, the bookish sister that was like flirting with that printer guy when she was trying to figure out who Lady Whistledown was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see where her love story goes to.
I know. I feel like she's going to be the one that kind of...
She's the Lizzie Bennet of the family. I'm stoked to see her find her Darcy or her Duke in this case. Yeah,
she's definitely the one that's going to break that tradition.
Shonda Rhimes, I know you executive produced this. I know you'll never see this, but if you're listening, universe, get Shonda the message. When we do... that sister's love story. Let's make the banter natural.
Please.
And not forced like season 2 with Anthony.
Please.
I love you. Please, for the love of God.
Like,
Think Fitz and Olivia.
Lots of practice.
Okay?
Lots of practice.
Just from Scandal. Give us some Scandal and a little bit less
Scandalo.
Nonsense. Anyway, on that note, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.